Apple has gone from one smartphone a year to 2 to 4 devices every 12 months. That's when I'm not even counting the SE, which makes an appearance every few years. This year also we had 4 different models, and the way I look at it, the Pro models are more of an add-on for those who seek something extra, while the iPhone 13 mini is more of a compromise for those who want an Apple experience but at a reasonable rate. It's the iPhone 13 which tries to offer you the best of both worlds, and that's the phone we are going to focus in this review. You're watching India Today Tech. I am Manas Tiwari. Apple has done well to keep the iPhone 13 price same as last year's iPhone 12. That's honestly a very unlike Apple move. The iPhone 13 starts at rupees 79,900, and now you get 128GB of storage instead of 64GB storage, which we used to get on the base models earlier. Now let's start this review with the design first. The iPhone 13 comes in 5 color variants, and this review probably features the best among them, Product Red. You can also buy the iPhone 13 in Midnight, Starlight and Standard blue color variants. There is also a new pink color, which is a very light shade of pink and almost feels like white. The rear panel has a glossy feel to it, still not as much as some Android smartphones, but enough to attract few fingerprint smudges. You get the Apple logo at the middle and camera module on the top right corner. Overall, the smartphone looks very similar to last year's iPhone 12, and if you are on social media by now, you would have noticed that the camera lenses are now aligned diagonally, which gives a different look and probably is the only way to differentiate the iPhone 13 from iPhone 12. Inside, of course, there are bigger changes in the camera. The lenses are now bigger and have bolder rings around them, which look fabulous on the red variant. Apple has used an aluminum frame around the iPhone 13, while the Pro models come with stainless steel frame. The aluminum frame has a matte finish and avoids fingerprint smudges. It gives you a good in-hand feel and grip. There were reports suggesting that Apple may finally switch to a Type-C USB charging port, but that's not the case. You still get the same Lightning charging port, which sits right next to the speaker grill. The iPhone 13 also weighs 12 grams more than the iPhone 12. Even then, the weight is just 174 grams, which is quite impressive. The iPhone 13 is also IP68 rated for protection against dust and water. Moving on to the biggest design change, and that has got almost everyone speaking, is that you now get a smaller notch on the front to house the front camera. Honestly, it's 2021 and by now the notch should have gone, but I think this is also what differentiates the iPhones from the usual Android smartphones. The iPhone 13 retains size from last year's iPhone 12, and I must say it sits very comfortably in your palm at 6.1 inches, and this is probably the ideal size for a smartphone as well. It features Apple's Super Retina XDR display with an OLED panel. It has support for HDR playback and True Tone automatic color temperature adjustment. The latter adjusts display's color temperature according to the room ambience. Some of this may sound familiar to you, but Apple has definitely updated things on the front as well. The iPhone 13 is now 28% brighter than the iPhone 12. It can achieve peak brightness of 800 nits in normal usage and 1200 nits with HDR playback, and that's something which makes this phone very ideal for outdoor usage. Apple unfortunately reserved the high refresh rate panel for the Pro models, and the iPhone 13 continues to run 60Hz refresh rate. It's still buttery smooth, but the Pro Motion tech takes the iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max to a different level. Apart from that, there is not too much to complain about here. The screen feels brighter, is crisp, and colors are sharp. The icons, text and visuals look good as well. It gets the fingerprint resistant oleophobic coating, which is quite effective. I hardly noticed any fingerprint smudges on the screen during my usage. The front is protected by a ceramic shield, which is supposed to give you extra protection against drops. It is also supposed to give you protection against scratches only. It didn't, but then again, probably no glass does. There's a bit of new and a bit of old in the camera department. Apple has used a similar setup as last year's iPhone 12, which includes a 12 megapixel wide angle camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. However, the sensor used here is the same large image sensor that Apple exclusively used in the iPhone 12 Pro Max last year. So this is good news for the iPhone 13 users. The bigger sensors will take more light and eventually help in better images. The camera supports 2x optical zoom out and 5x digital zoom. Apple has also added the sensor shift optical image stabilization to the standard iPhone 13. The tech was again introduced on last year's iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max, and it helps in steadier images and videos. See, last year's iPhone 12 already had a pretty good camera system, and to improve upon it is not an easy challenge, but the iPhone 13 somehow manages to do that. The daylight images may look similar, but the low light shots are now crispier. The main camera has quick autofocus, details are accurate, colors are not oversaturated, and the skin tones remain true. If you look at the image samples, the flowers look vibrant and natural. You have to give credit to Apple's image processing to ensure that subjects are not burnt. The landscapes look beautiful, the sky has been recreated well, and even the far off objects appear sharp. The portrait mode is good, it adds ample blur in the background. The edge detection can be off at times, but on occasions you get it right, the images look great. The ultra wide shots have plenty of details. The text in far off objects also came out crisp. The low light shots have good details, but once you zoom in, grains are also visible. Still, this is probably one of the best low light cameras out there. On the front, you get a 12 megapixel true depth camera, and it's honestly the front where I expected to see a lot more improvements. I've never been a fan of the skin tones on the iPhones, but I know a lot of people also appreciate them. The iPhone 13 sees some improvement, especially in controlled light, but there is still scope for improvement. The camera app has a lot of familiar options with the exception of the cinematic mode. This feature is essentially portrait mode for videos, but Apple is also giving you the option to switch between the foreground and background while recording videos. Cinematic mode is nowhere close to what Apple had shown during its launch event. It only works at 1080p at 30 frames per second, so filmmakers are unlikely to use it as hyped by Apple. Yet it is a step in the right direction, and with few tweaks can be a game changer. Now you also get photographic styles within the camera app, and this feature allows you to change or tweak the skin tones, color temperature and overall lighting of your images. So I think this feature will aim more towards people who like their images to look a certain way. The smartphone can record HDR videos with Dolby Vision up to 4K at 60 frames per second. Other 4K videos at up to 60 frames per second, 1080p HD videos till 60 frames per second, and 720p HD videos at 30 frames per second. The iPhones have always been great for shooting videos, and that's also the case with the iPhone 13. I think it's one of the better video recording cameras on a smartphone out there in the market. Apple has also used a new A15 Bionic chip on all the iPhone 13 series models this year. It claims that this can give you better performance than any competing chipset out there. The only difference is that there is one less core on the iPhone 13 and 13 mini when it compared to the Pro models, but it doesn't give you there's not much difference that you can notice in your daily usage because of that. Yes, it will definitely make some difference in your gaming experience. You can seamlessly switch between apps, have multiple tasks going on in the background, and the overall experience is quite smooth. The iPhone 13 delivers a good gaming performance as well. Battlegrounds Mobile India ran seamlessly at Ultra HD graphics at ultra frame rate. There were no drops in frame rates and the gameplay felt polished. We also did a gaming test of the iPhone 13 and it only started to feel slightly warm after 17 to 18 minutes. Also, the battery was drained by just 4% after almost 30 minutes of playing Battlegrounds Mobile India at highest possible settings. So I think the battery optimization is also great, but we'll talk about it later. By the way, if you have been liking this review till now, please subscribe to Internet Tech. Also tap on the bell icon so that you don't miss out on any updates from our side. A major change this year that actually matters is that the base storage on the entry level variant of iPhone 13 has been doubled from 64 GB to 128 GB. That's a welcome move for anyone who uses iPhones to shoot videos or take a lot of images. The phone runs iOS 15 out of the box. It should be a familiar territory for anyone who uses iPhone. Apple has also used dual stereo speakers on the iPhone 13, and while I've tested a lot of flagship level smartphones this year with a similar setup, somehow the iPhone 13 is way ahead of the competition when it comes to the audio performance. There is always a lot of ho-halla around the iPhone batteries, and just like every year, Apple did the obvious this year too. It made the batteries bigger on all the iPhone 13 models. It claimed that the iPhone 13 will provide 2.5 hours of more usage than the iPhone 12. Now here's the thing, if you have the iPhone 12, you don't need to buy the iPhone 13. If you don't have it, here is what you need to know. The battery is absolutely great. During our battery test, we played Battlegrounds Mobile India on iPhone 13 for nearly 30 minutes and the battery was down by only 4%. That's very impressive. Even with normal usage, the phone managed to last from 10 AM in the morning to nearly midnight. That included camera testing, a bit of gaming, exchanging emails, etc. Yes, there is still no charging adapter inside the box, so if you have an old Apple charger lying somewhere in the house, please take good care of it because you may end up using it for a very long period. You may look at the iPhone 13 and think that it's not a huge upgrade on the iPhone 12. Honestly, you should not be expecting groundbreaking technology in every 12 months. What the iPhone 13 does is it gives you something in every single department. And at the end of the day, I think any smartphone is defined by three factors: reliability, utility, and longevity. The iPhone 13 ticks all three boxes. You get improved performance, bigger batteries, and better cameras, all at the same price as the iPhone 12. Now coming to the big question, should you be upgrading? Well, if you already have any of the iPhone 12 series models, there is absolutely no need to spend on the iPhone 13. But if you are on a 2 to 3 year old iPhone or any other Android smartphone, then definitely the iPhone 13 offers you the best of both worlds and is a sensible buy as well. Now coming to three things that we liked about the iPhone 13. The first has to be the build quality, it's really solid. Second is the reliable cameras. I think the iPhones somehow are the best camera systems out there. We have seen a lot of Android smartphone makers do improvements, but they are nowhere close to where iPhones stand at this point. The third thing is the speakers. I really like the loud speakers here because I've tested a lot of smartphones which claim to offer good sound, but then you end up using an external device with them. That's not the case here. Three things that we did not like about the iPhone 13. Actually, there are just two. First is that there is still a 60 Hz refresh rate panel on this phone. The second is, where is the Type-C USB charging port? Why are we being forced to carry a charging cable with us every single time we walk out of our houses? In day-to-day rating for the iPhone 13 is 8.5 out of 10. I hope you liked that review.